Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pooya and Liana Lounge for episode number 60, the big 6-0. I'm one half of your host, Pooya and Liana. With me, as always, the one and only, the other half of the lounge. Without her, there is no lounge. Well, there is just a lounge without her. It's Liana. Hello.
Hello, I'm here. Our big 6-0.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe we've made it.
You sound so inorganic right now.
I'm sorry, I'm just really tired. Plus, also, 6 means we're only 9 episodes away from the great 69.
And only 7 away from the great 6-7.
6-7.
Oh, no.
Can we do that on the pod?
I don't think so. I think it's dead. It's
Is it
dead now.
Okay, but there was that kid at the hockey game who's going nuts for 6-7.
No, there was a kid. No, it wasn't a hockey game. It was the basketball game.
Oh, it was the basketball game.
So the Minnesota Timberwolves passed the score 67. We didn't get there, but for a brief 30 seconds, the Raptors had 67 points. And I did like a scale around, and there was at least 3 kids in this big ass stadium who just went nuts, but no one else was being receptive to it.
Okay, but then there was a kid on camera, but then also if you looked around, you could find a couple 6-7ing kids.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Does the gesture have a name? Do you call it, I'm 6-7ing?
No.
You're 69ing?
No, it's not like a dance move either. It's like, oh, she hit the 6-7.
Oh, she hit the 6-7. That's good. It should be that, though.
No, it shouldn't.
It should be.
It's dead now. We don't say it anymore.
Oh, is it dead now?
Yeah.
Well, those kids at the basketball game, that was like a week ago, and they were pretty into it.
I thought we just established with the story that there were 3 kids in a stadium of 20,000 that did it, meaning it's dead now.
Well, maybe they didn't even notice. Maybe their situational awareness skills.
No, they've moved on.
Have they moved on?
We're busy. Both kids and millennials are currently busy seething that Fortnite has decided to increase the prices of their V-Bucks and lower the rewards you get for the V-Bucks.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So the Battle Pass will have used to cost 1,000 V-Bucks. And with 1,000 V-Bucks, you get the whole Battle Pass. But also, if you finish it all, you would get about 1,500 V-Bucks back. So it's profitable. And so you can not only get the next Battle Pass, but also you get 500 extra to spending money. Now it's going to cost 800 V-Bucks, but the price of getting V-Bucks is more, and it'll only give you back exactly 800. Okay. Meaning you're never going to have bonus.
So did they just make that announcement recently?
This past week.
Okay, so that's so funny because it actually coincides also with old school RuneScape, the prices going up for membership, and people are really pissed about it also. I don't know if this is just the time when people... Oh, and my work writing tablet subscription is going up. I don't know if this is the time where they just raised all the prices.
Well, first of all, inflation's real. Second of all,
corporate greed is
that's
real.
the more real thing, because you know what Fortnite's reasoning was? They were like, they literally used the phrase, we need to pay the bills. And I was like, is this a meme that I've missed?
Have they do we know that are they a publicly traded who owns Fortnite?
Epic Games.
Epic Games. Do we know what the revenue streams look like for Fortnite?
All I know is Epic Games got bread, because I'm pretty sure now, are they owned by Disney? They have some kind of thing.
They're owned by Disney. Well, then that's probably why.
I don't know. They got some kind of collabs, but they got money.
Interesting.
Fortnite's...
Fortnite
made $22 billion last year.
And aren't they putting famous people? They're putting famous people in the Fortnite, right?
In the Fortnite, please stop saying stuff like that.
Sorry, in Fortnite, in Fortnite game. Is it just in Fortnite?
You just hit 35 and suddenly now you're speaking like this?
Well, they put them in the Fortnite.
Did they put it in the Nintendo?
Oh, did you get your Nintendos?
What was I saying? You threw me off.
Don't they do Travis collabs. Scott and
No, this year they did so many. They did Sabrina Carpenter. Right now it's Chaperone. They got collabs on collab. Bad Bunny. We've had Bruno Mars.
Yeah, so they're just trying to pay the Bad Bunny fee.
I know. Hey.
Did I do it?
No.
Is it better?
You get like, it's like you got one good one out of you, which is like still 60% pass. And then every single one after that is like 40, 30, 40, 30.
Here's the problem is that if I do it when I'm not thinking about it, it sounds okay. Like it's not great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Then as soon as I start thinking about it, then it's just all downhill from there. And
you get in your head.
Yeah, I just get in my head and then I'm doing it all wrong. And honestly, that tracks for probably like 95% of the things that I do. When I'm in the zone and it's going, it's fine. And then when I actually stop and think about it, I've made a huge mistake.
I want to address something from the last episode.
Hey.
Okay. So a lot of you are noticing, hey, where's the episode thumbnail on the bottom left? Is that a new thing you were doing last week? No. So I put the thumbnail there because while I was editing the pod, I realized that aside from the tasteful knee that you were getting, my shorts had kind of decided to outline a little bit. So you would have gotten a whole lot of more than you had bargained for. What?
You call it a fruit basket.
That's not what I would call it.
Because you got some plums and a banana. Right? Is that what you mean? Your private parts.
Okay.
Is that what you were implying?
This is the last episode, so I hope people enjoy the finale.
Well, no, we have to make it at least a 69. I'd be fine if 69 is our last episode, but not 60.
So there was a little more than I would have cared to share. I like to share with the audience. This was a bridge too far. And so I was like, I want to put the episode out, obviously. And I had to think of a quick solution. So I just went ahead and put the thumbnail over me for the entirety of the pod. But
that's funny. We were discussing financial goals at work today. My department,
typically a hilarious topic,
very hilarious. But basically, my department and so there's two departments in my company. I run one. One of my coworkers runs the other, and he and I were discussing like what our financial targets were and whether or not our sales data we think would be able to beef it up, blah blah whatever. And then we had metrics that we were trying to understand if they're feasible in terms of predictions. And basically, I was like, if I fire everyone and then I sell feet pics online, I think I'll hit my financial goals. So I know it's a really strong departure from what it is that we do, but not a bad idea. So if you want to come on and hop on board and sell some of your pictures, then maybe we're going to surpass those goals.
You're suddenly comfortable with your feet?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be my feet. Like nobody would know it was my feet. You know what I'm saying?
They do now.
Well, no, you guys won't know. You won't know. I'm going to post under an alias. I'm not going to post like, this is Liana Boris's feet.
Yeah, what's your alias?
Ooh, I have long feet. Wait, no, I can't say because then people are going to know. Okay, let's just come up with some ideas. It could be like skinny long feet XXX.
You don't think that's taken? Probably.
You think skinny long feet XXX is taken?
It sounds generic enough.
Well, I think that's like, I think I have really long, narrow feet. So I think that's kind of the selling point that we want to hit. It could be sausage feet because they're long.
I see.
XXX.
Okay.
So anyway, the point is that if you want to show your fruit basket and I'll show my feet and then maybe we'll make lots of money.
I didn't want to. I clearly covered them up for a good reason,
Yeah, but next time we would just cover your face. We just move the thumbnail up and then we re-release that footage.
Yeah, for the uncut version.
Ooh.
Where it's more of an inverse edit where it's like the rest of the podcast is just thumbnail and then there's just a little lower left is like a little rectangle with my piece in it.
Yeah, I like the idea that everything else is covered, like mosaically covered. Yeah. That's so funny.
I mean, it'd be pretty serious.
Yeah, we'll release it when I start my new company. But anyway, that's besides the point. So, okay, so we went to the basketball game, but we also went to the hockey game. We went to a Minnesota Wild game.
We went to the Minnesota Wild game this week.
Minnesota Wild game. Mm-hmm. It was the first time we had been at Grand Casino Arena. Mm-hmm. And so it was our first time going down there. So that was a new adventure. We went into a parking garage where they didn't have enough space for everybody. So they made us, we all went down to the bottom floor. Then we all spiraled back up. Because like you entered from the top. We all went down to the bottom. And then there was like no spots. So then we all got stuck in a traffic jam.
And go back up.
And then we all had to U-turn and go straight back up to the top. It was very weird.
It was, yeah. It was weird because also it was very clear that upstairs, like the surface level, like main area was like for people with premium passes.
VIPs.
So we just went, we were told we have to go downstairs. And then we went down the first layer. We went down. It said the number 6, and I was like, okay. Then it said 5. I'm like, oh my god, we are going to go 7 floors deep. Basically, we got to the 7th floor or like level 1, and it was like they didn't have any answer for us. And mind you, there was at least 40 cars that were now rotating back upstairs. So who lost count? Who lost count?
There were so many employees.
And the puck was dropping in like 8 minutes. Like we were very close to that point.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if we were supposed to park in the VIP parking, but we did. Because basically they had us cycle all the way up, and then the people in front of us all parked in that area. So we were like, well, we're going to park here too then.
Well, that parking garage, ended up being a situation where you could get, like they would scan your license plate, and then they would issue you your rate. So they knew where our car was. So I think we are fine.
Yeah, I think we were fine as well. It was that we paid a lot of money for the parking garage, but we parked right there because I got nervous and I got anxiety about parking, and I was like, I don't know, we're just going to park right there. We'll chalk up the 10 or 15 extra bucks to park there. And it was fine. But I had an absolute blast at the Minnesota Wild game. I didn't think I would have this much fun. It's been a long time since I've been to a hockey game. So now I did watch Heated Rivalry. So that's the last experience I had with hockey, which was funny because they had a lot of Heated Rivalry references, actually. I feel like the NHL has really embraced the smash hit that is Heated Rivalry. Because there were like drink specials. It was like Heated Rivalry drink special, blah, 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 like a bunch of stuff like that. But yeah, who did they play? The Mammoth. The Utah Mammoth. So yeah, it was very, very, very fun. I really enjoyed it. And our seats were like way up at the top, but it didn't feel that way. I liked the fact that you could hear the action because they didn't play music while the plays were going on. So you could like hear the puck and you could hear the slapping of the sticks against the puck. Like it was very, very fun.
Yeah, it was very different to the other sports events that we've been to, where I think the only other event that's similar is the football event, the soccer events. And that's because there's no music during this, all like just quiet and you're hearing the game play out.
Yeah.
Although with soccer it's a little bit different because we're constantly just hearing the chants go off. Yeah. There's not a lot of chanting in the hockey side of things.
Well, and it's a lot because it echoes because it's in a closed stadium and the noises are louder. So it's just louder in general. But yeah, it was really enjoyable.
I had a great time. This was very positive for me. I feel like hockey was, and I'm surprised. I don't know why, but I didn't think hockey was going to rate so highly for me.
Yeah. I'm always intrigued also by the types of things that they do during downtime. So one of the competitions that they had at the hockey game was just name things in your fridge. But
yeah,
like obviously
I've seen that before though.
But like obviously they couldn't cross-reference it with like your fridge. So it's really just name food items.
Yes.
That could be refrigerated.
I feel like I'm happy you're not someone gets plucked to do this because you would have failed because of that.
Wait, what do you mean?
You would have been like,
we
don't have, so yeah, we don't have ranch, so not ranch. We don't have mayo. I think we ran out of mayo, so like that wouldn't count. Like I think you would take it a little too literally. It's just name stuff that fits in a fridge.
I would have been like, oh well, technically you shouldn't refrigerate your onions because blah 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 blah. Or I would be like, well, ketchup, but only that it's been pre-opened. Because it says refrigerate after opening, because otherwise it would go in the pantry.
Have like 20 seconds to name as many items.
It just felt like a really simple game, which I guess is the point. But I feel like there were more challenges. Like, it just seemed like a really simple game. It was just like name foods.
You realize that we're at a hockey game, this isn't the Final Four immunity challenge on Survivor. Of course it's going to be easy. It's supposed to last like 20 seconds.
I could do it.
Yeah, but I think you forget that it wouldn't be a fun challenge if it's so hard that you can name 2 things in 20 seconds and it's just dead silence. They'd rather you do what the girl is doing, which is orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, fruit juice, like just. You
know what? It was interesting to see how people thought because she was competing against a Minnesota Wild player that had pre-recorded listing foods.
Yeah.
And he was all in on fruit and she was all in on fruit juice. And I thought that was very interesting.
And then when she ran out of them, she pivoted to condiments, which was...
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She was thinking about, like, the stuff in the drawer. I feel like you could see the logic of her, like, going through, like, where food goes.
I will say the easiest way to probably go about it is to immediately just think of a breakfast and go butter, cheese, cream cheese, egg, bread.
See, I was okay, and then you list all the ingredients basically that go in that.
Pepper, onion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I
Hot
was
sauce.
gonna do. So I like categorically, but I was thinking like if you could do like cheeses, because you could do cheddar cheese, Colby Jack, Swiss, mozzarella, right? And then you could like run through a bunch of cheeses: blue cheese, brie, Munster, and then all you've named is cheeses, and that's a lot of cheeses.
Yeah.
So I think I probably would have taken the same approach. Also, she got tickets to. She did win. She beat the hockey player, and then she got tickets to Josh Groban.
That is true. That is what she won.
Which I was amused by.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed hockey. I thought it was fun. It's a shame because I really liked the Pride jersey that they had.
I know.
And we were like, oh, let's just buy it. And then we realized, oh, that was a giveaway. So we are not going to be able to get that
It was
jersey.
like, or it was like you had to prepay for like that specific package.
Yeah.
The other things that I found interesting at the game were so there wasn't music during the plays, but also there wasn't like a good transition of music to when the action would happen. I feel like they needed a DJ that would like taper the music, because all of a sudden it was just like la 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 la, just like right in the middle, and I was like, we need a transition.
Oh, see, again, I think that you are too concerned with things fitting in boxes. This is a touch and go live game.
Yeah, no, I get it, but you could do it quickly. Right?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe he does. Maybe it's too quick.
I think that it's just you can't have like all right, I have a 15-second clip that's going to crescendo at the right time to cut off before the beat drops or right as the beat drops, because the game is fluid. So because we've had it where like they go to start for the puck, and they have to reset again. So there's another 20 seconds now added in.
Do you think there's a rule where it's like at this action music has to stop playing, or do you think there's some flexibility that he could edit in?
No, I definitely think that it has to stop playing, because if it didn't, because like for example, when you watch basketball, like when the home team is on offense, we will hear music.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
But with hockey, it was just silent.
Yeah, I like a fade out, but that's just me.
Well, speaking of fade outs, that first period we had a fight breakout, which was very fun.
Everybody was way louder during the fights than basically anything else. I would say it would go like goal scored, fights directly underneath that, big gap, everything else.
The other thing that really left me happy with the game was that we watched a blowout. We watched a 4-0 victory, a 5-0 victory, which was phenomenal. I think the other part of it also is that the home team won.
Yeah.
Because I've been to 2 Ottawa Senators games in my time. One we lost 2-1. The other one was a 0-0 game. Ooh. We conceded with less than 40 seconds left on the third period.
Brutal.
That was the only, and so we stayed the whole way. That was the only goal of the game, and I was like, yeah, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And like with the Senators, the stadium was further out, and none of us had cars, so like we had to take this packed bus there and back. It was just such a brutal affair.
Yeah, not exactly the most pleasant experience.
No, but this was a very positive experience. I would definitely do hockey again.
Yeah, I would absolutely do hockey again, and the tickets like weren't crazy expensive, so
no.
it was.
In fact, now I'm like, I should have sprung for the Pride jersey.
I know.
I didn't realize I didn't. To be fair, I feel like. Did I know there were? I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, because we had talked. Well, anyway, yeah. I mean, it's not important. But next year we'll go to Pride Night.
Well,
next
we knew
year
it was
too.
Pride Night, and we're like, yeah, let's go. But then I don't remember being like, and we want this jersey, because like with the Twins tickets, I remember seeing the jersey and being like, I want that. But when I went to book these, I don't think I saw what they had as a giveaway.
When we were deciding which night to go, you showed me the jerseys.
Did I?
Yeah, and you were like, we could get these, and I was like, yeah, let's get those.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That's
I mean,
fine.
it's water under the bridge. It's not a big deal.
Speak for yourself. It's a big deal to me. I wanted the jersey.
Yeah. It did remind me a little bit growing up and going to Colorado Mammoth games. The indoor lacrosse team. It was like very much like, obviously it's very similar. Also, I think because we were in the corner too. So then that's where the tickets were that we had, were kind of in the corner, so you could see, so you could get a better idea of the angles, which I appreciated. I also really like the Zambonis.
Yeah, it's part of a hockey event.
It's so cool because it's so shiny.
I do love, like, aesthetically, it really scratches an itch when you see the shininess.
Yeah.
And then it gets ruined by everybody.
And then they have the little squads that come out and shovel all the snow off of there. When I was younger, I wanted to be a ref for hockey so I could just skate around, which I think I've decided. Now, there's a couple limitations to this actually happening. So I'm not saying I would be a ref for a professional hockey league, but like maybe like a kids hockey league.
Oh, you could definitely do that.
I think the only thing that is holding me back from doing
Knowing the rules.
Yeah, I know nothing about hockey. But I feel like with little kids, nobody cares. Like, as long as they're not doing anything super egregious, you kind of got to let them play, because otherwise you would just be calling things every 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to be lax with the kids.
Well, I think one thing that you just have to make sure is that they're safe, they're taking care of themselves, they're not injured in any capacity, and that they're having fun. Because really, the most important thing is that they're having a good time.
Yeah, I just want to point out, Liana said I plugged everything in, and now the computer's about to die, and the camera wasn't working earlier. So you have to talk a little bit for me to connect all this.
Oh, but I thought I plugged it into the right spots.
You saw what the camera said?
Well, there's little pictures on the back of his laptop, and I probably don't understand pictures very well. I would really struggle in ancient Egypt with hieroglyphs. Okay, well, so that it was another chord. So technically, I didn't do anything wrong.
No, there's no technically, because the charger is a 2-wired setup, right? It's like the block and then the power outlet, and they were not plugged in. They were not connected. So
lights are on, but nobody's home. Classic Liana.
I think no one says that about you.
Really? I say it about me at nighttime. Actually, but also the lights aren't on either.
No, for you, someone's always home. That's the problem.
But the lights aren't on. They're just peering out the window, being anxious. My usual. Anyway.
But yeah, no, hockey was great. Hockey was really good.
Yeah, it was really fun. So we've got the Frost next week. Mm-hmm. And then that rounds out all of the professional sports leagues or teams, I believe, in Minnesota.
I'm sure someone's going to be like, well, you didn't do this team or that team. Like, we didn't do like the college teams. We didn't do lacrosse. But the major sports, quote unquote, I think we've gotten all of them.
Yeah, we'll do lacrosse next. After whenever it wins their season. Is it an outdoor team or an indoor team?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Do we have a? I'm assuming
I haven't Googled anything related to this yet. So
yeah, next week we can rank all our sports.
After we do the Frost. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. So I am traveling this weekend.
You are.
I'm going to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to see my mother, and we're going to go to a spa for my birthday, and I'm going to get a massage, and I'm really excited. And also, I'm excited to be in warm weather because it's snowing today.
Yeah, I am going nowhere. I get to stay in the snow.
You're holding down the fort.
Yeah, well, lucky me.
Lucky you.
Yeah. No, I'll have fun.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay while I'm gone. Are you gonna miss me? What are you gonna do while I'm gone that you can't do while I'm around?
I don't think I can. I need you not to be around to do what I usually do.
Really?
Why? What happens here when I'm not around?
Oh boy, wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
No, actually, though.
I don't know. Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I guess it's just I'm like, ugh, I have to do the dishes.
You know,
it's mostly a lot of complaining, and I talk a lot more out loud.
Oh, and you already do a lot of that.
That
anyway.
is correct.
Yeah.
But I do even more of it. I also am able to get more stuff done because you're not around.
Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes I'll leave dishes out a little longer while you're gone.
I knew it.
No, but like so this isn't like before. Like I don't like it.
Good.
But for example, let me just give you this example. If it's like 2 a.m. and I'm really tired and I'm I know there's a coffee mug and like 3 knives downstairs or like a fork. I'm like, that can be tomorrow's
problem. Why'd you use 3 knives and only 1 fork?
It's an example, my bean. I do not use that. You know that. That's why I said a fork. I was like, she's going to stop on this. It's not a big deal.
I like the idea that the only utensil you use while I'm gone is knives.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to eat all my food with a knife. That would be difficult. That would actually be a fun challenge. Okay, how about this?
No.
For 1 week, we only eat with 1 utensil. You can pick your utensil, but you can only use that one utensil.
Spoon. Easy.
Spork.
Spork is cheating.
Spork's not cheating. Spork is a utensil.
We're doing this challenge, and the secret answer is you have to use all of the utensils together.
Ooh, I bet they have a combo with all 3, where it's like a spork, and then it's got like a serrated edge. Ooh, that might be difficult.
A sprife?
Sporife. I think we just created something new. A snork. It would be great for like camping or something like that. I'm sure it exists.
Yeah. Well, either way, that's about it because everything else kind of stays the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you'll be more sad, right? Because you're gonna miss me so much. Yep. That's right. That's right, folks. He's gonna miss me.
Not too much, though. I've learned my lesson.
But yeah. So I'm not gonna be doing the B&B this week, but Mike has some really fun guests planned. So
finally, an upgrade.
Hey. Yeah, I know. Eventually, people are gonna be clamoring for B&Bs without Liana.
That's not the case. You've scaled back enough on podcasting that people are like, oh my God, thank God the B&B's still a thing.
I know. Yeah. The B&B's fun, though. I've had a really fun time with Survivor with these first 2 episodes.
So I went to the dentist today, and then we can talk about Survivor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't have to.
I would like to. I went to the dentist today, and I had my 6-month cleaning, basically. And I get there already. I'm recognizing, there's some new faces here from the 6 months prior. Also, there used to be a Subway there. There is no longer a Subway.
The Subway's not there anymore?
No, they've like left.
Oh, really?
There's no clear sign that a Subway was there.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Also, because I don't know if you took an Uber there or you drove there.
No, I drove there. It was like a month or 2 ago, I think, when I had my 6-month cleaning.
No, but have you ever taken an Uber there? No,
No, I've
right?
never taken an Uber
So the 2 times I took an Uber there before this,
yeah.
There was something wrong with Google Maps, and it kept putting me across the street, which is like it's a long like 4-lane street and like a whole like 5 minutes to go to the other side.
Yeah.
They fixed that now. So Uber, Google has fixed that, so like now they know where to go, which is great. But that wasn't even the point of the story. So I get in, I'm like, new faces.
For the employees.
Yes. And then the woman at the front desk was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Pooya." She's like, "Oh, yeah, okay. Have a seat. They've been informed. Shouldn't be too long." And then someone else was right behind me, so she helps that person. They sit down, and then I just hear her go, "So, how's the YouTube stuff been going? I've not been getting like notifications when you post." And I was thrown off because
you? Really?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know who this person is.
Wait, was this someone who works there or the other customer?
The receptionist.
What? You made an impression.
And I was like, yeah, most of the stuff I do is on a podcast network. So like my own personal channel wouldn't have that. Because I was also like,
does she follow you on YouTube?
think, I'll be real with you, I think she Googled me.
Just right then.
Potentially.
Oh, interesting. Have you ever Googled yourself? Do you know what the top results like? Does your
It's
YouTube
me.
pop
If you put my first name, it's me. If you just put Pooya, it's me.
Okay.
You don't even need to do full name. But what are you doing?
I want to see if your YouTube shows up first.
No, I think it'll be my Twitch or my Twitter.
See, that's what's weird, right? Because wouldn't she have asked you about that?
So if she's subscribed to that, because she then like, she was like, "Oh, so you do stuff for a podcast network?" And I was like, "Yeah." That was what threw me off. I was like, "You are not like."
So they make notes in our files. About what we talk about with them.
They do, huh?
Yeah. So you must have last time talked about YouTube.
I was asked what I do with the other lady, with the other hygienist.
Yeah.
Because we talked extensively about, was she a fan of the Traders? Someone was a fan. No, the guy in New Haven and his wife loved the Traders.
Yeah.
He talked to me about Traders every time I went in. But we had common ground on one of the shows I cover.
Okay. She might have just remembered like content creator YouTube and put that in.
Well, but then implying that you subscribe to me is a weird choice.
Yeah, it's weird regardless.
Because I'm like, okay, maybe you did subscribe. But then I was like, but I don't think we interacted. So like, I don't know. It was weird. Because then she also asked for my name. So I'm like, you don't know who I am, really. You haven't heard of the kid.
It's weird because even if they had made a note about you doing YouTube in your file, why would she say that specific sentence that's like you haven't posted in a while? Like, that's so weird. She should just be like, hey, how's the YouTube content going?
She was talking about how she's not been getting notifications, and I was like, yes, because I post on the other thing.
But that's really weirdly specific unless she is actually following you, right?
I don't know. Is this a violation? Like, I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm kind of sketched out by it. I'm not gonna lie.
If you're subscribed, cool. Like, give me a subscription.
I think
we'll
we're
take a
just
subscription.
Confused.
Yeah. I'm more so like
We're happy to have you if you're listening. Just to be clear.
It was just so you know, for next time, it was a little weird of an interaction.
I wonder if part of that also is just because like interacting with people who might be a little bit parasocial. Like there's already a little bit of kind of like weirdness with social media. I don't know. I certainly feel like it at work, right? Where people will ask me about the podcast stuff and I'm like, that's not, I don't know you like that. Like that's not part of this world, right? Like when you're at the dentist, you're not thinking about like your job. You know what I mean? Does that make any kind of sense?
I know it does make sense because sometimes like when family members will bring something up and I'm like, you're not supposed to know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that wasn't unlocked for you to enjoy.
Or it's like, yeah, this isn't the right. I'm not used to talking about this with this.
I'm not used to be perceived like this by you.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be perceived by strangers, not people I know.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, that doesn't bother me at all. Like I've if someone knows, typically when I'm in a situation where I'm amongst people who enjoy the podcast or something, I know you're going to know more about me than I know about you. And that's the dynamic I'm very comfortable with. Sure. It was just a bit of a blindside because it was an awkward way. It was kind of like if I said, so you do science? Science is cool, yeah? And you're like, what is going on? It was more so that.
I get that. I mean, they do that. That's how I know. And it's also because I know the last time I was at the dentist was when we had that power outage and I had to go in super like in the middle of the night. Remember when we went to the old building super late at night? So apparently that had just happened when I had my dentist appointment because that's what they asked me about. And then it flashed back. I was like, oh yeah, it was 2 days later when I had my dentist appointment. So that would have been what was on my mind. So when they asked me how's work, that was the story that I told. Because she was like, any power outages recently? And I was like,
oh, ugh.
What?
I think this must be part of their like training of it
is. Like a lot of places are like that. Yeah.
But like she did, okay, not to be critical, you could have done this better. It was a little sloppy because I feel like without trying, I tripped you up on, like if we were on the traders, you're getting voted out tonight.
I think if you're going to do something like that where you make notes about people, like if you're in this kind of industry, I think you have to like be informed, but also generic enough. Like I would say things to remember would be job, like title, where people work, general responsibilities. If they have children, ideally their children's names and ages, that kind of stuff.
But like, if you've never interacted with me before and it's in my file, should you be acting like you were privy to that information?
I think so I think that's a good point, right? The idea is to try to make you feel comfortable and make you feel like, oh, these people care about me and remember me, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to guess that that's the intention.
Yeah.
So they obviously didn't accomplish that with you.
No.
Right. So I think it was a combination of the fact that the weird phrasing, and then it was also the fact that it was somebody who you don't at least remember interacting with.
To me, it's more like, what, did y'all have like a meeting this morning? I'm like, all right, so the client's coming in today. We have this guy, and here's what you need to know. He did some kind of YouTube thing. That'll be good. Bring that. Like. You did y'all discuss me? Like, you don't need to know this.
Do you remember when TMZ would do those meetings where
I think what channel was that even on?
Watched. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm just remembering like back in the day when TMZ, they would all like gather around and they would be like discuss the stories of the day or whatever, and it would be like, oh, Jennifer Lopez did this.
It was like the Pimp My Ride meeting before they pimped the car.
Exactly.
It was like everyone's discussing this one person's life,
and it's like clearly very scripted, and it's like, well, here's what I'm thinking we do. Da 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 da. I feel like that's the meeting that they're having before you. It's like,
I'm gonna install a 2-level aquarium into this person's car where there's a fish escalator.
Oh, he mentioned he does YouTube. We're gonna put 20 PCs in the back of his truck.
No, that would go hard. That would be great.
No, it wouldn't, because
PC setup.
So the whole issue with Pimp My Ride was like the cars are then impossible to insure.
They're not drivable.
You end up, they're basically not drivable. Yeah, right, exactly. So you're just taking someone's crappy car and making it useless.
But like a PC, I mean, granted,
you could sell the PCs.
No, it'll be a good like 3 years before the whole setup's outdated also. So.
I think you scrap it for parts. You sell the RAM.
I mean, that is true. You sell the RAM and buy a car.
Buy a real car. Yeah. Or like a car that isn't filled with 20 fish tanks. So you went to the dentist.
So I did that, and then
they lasered your teeth.
I had a mouth laser had to happen, which it was a very uncomfortable sensation.
I hate having teeth stuff done.
Well, she was like, well, initially she was like, we're doing the regular cleaning. She's like, if you need any numbing agent or anything, you just let me know. If it's too bad, I firmed it. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Then she was like, we're going to do the laser now. And then what did she say? She was like, it's going to feel like rubber bands, which I was like, that I'm not mad at that sensation. That'll be fine.
No, but like, what does that mean?
I wasn't sure, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then it was like basically the laser felt like, and you know, sorry for anyone who doesn't want this description. Just remember, my mouth is the one that went through it, not yours. She was like, no, the sensation felt like someone was flossing my teeth with a sharp object.
Oh no.
So she was like, we're going to try on the bottom first, because I think the top one was the one that was going to be more sensitive. So we'll try the bottom one first. So within 3 seconds, I was like, numbing agent. So she was like, okay, no problem. So then my mouth was numb the rest of the way and it was fine.
For me, I mean, obviously there's pain associated. Like sometimes there can be pain associated with it. For me, it's really the noise. Like the noise drives me nuts.
Well, that's what I told her, and she was nice enough to then be like, okay, you can go ahead and put your second, because I removed an earbud to like communicate with her. Yeah. And then she was like, is everything okay? I was like, everything's been great. It's just obviously the noise is always jarring. She was like, just feel free to put your headphones in. If I need you to like do anything, I'll just signal you with my hands. I was like, okay, cool. Well,
part of the reason why I picked this specific dentist was because they're supposed to be like really sensitive to those kinds of things.
Yeah, which they definitely were nice about it. Yeah. I told you earlier, but like in New Haven, we dealt with 2 different hygienists. One of them was this guy who just loved the traders. So I would hear his normie takes on the traders, which was fun.
That's always fun.
Yeah. And he was nice, but also I feel like maybe he was a little too lax. And maybe he was the perfect Goldilocks amount, because the other person we had was too intense, too like, and like she was rough. I feel like the care wasn't great. And she would be like, yeah, you could put headphones on, and then just keep talking the whole time. And I dreaded going to the dentist when she was the hygienist for the day. But no, this person was great. This person was also new, although this person was a little too blunt. I didn't like that, but also I didn't want to be rude and be like, just, I don't care. Don't tell me. Just, because she's like explaining.
Let me down gently.
She's explaining basically of like, you know, there's 3 levels of care. If we never want you to get to the 3rd level, that's like pretty bad, right? And like the 2nd level, it's treatable, so that's fine. 1st level is like you're doing great. And she was like, you're kind of in level 1.5. And to me, in my head, I'm like, lovely, 1.5 is great. But she still explains level 3 in depth, and I'm like, I don't like hearing about medical stuff.
Scared straight. She's trying to make sure you don't get there.
Oh, the problem is I start tuning you out now. Because I'm trying to be like, it's noise, go in and go out. Because I'm like, I don't want to sit here with this thought for the next. But it was 2 hours. I was there for 2 hours today.
Oof, that's a lot.
Yeah. In other news, though, I listened to Club Condo.
Oh, okay.
With Robin Chappelle. Now, granted, we've already seen episode 3. Yep. This was episode 2.
Oh, okay.
Content, but it was fun. It's always fun to listen to Chappelle.
Wait, we've seen 3 episodes of Survivor?
Technically.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. I've only podcasted about 2, but I've seen a 3rd. Okay, all right, great.
Well, in your defense, the first episode was 3 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What have your thoughts been? Since we're not going to get you on the B&B, get the exclusive Liana scoop on her thoughts on Survivor this week right here.
I feel like we have to talk about the elephant on the day 7 room, which is Jeff Probst rapping.
I forgot about that. Why?
So,
I don't want to.
We've had cringe moments in the past when it comes to Survivor. We've had a multitude of cringe moments when it comes to Big Brother. And we make jokes every season premiere with Big Brother. This is why we don't tell people we watch this show. This is why it's my guilty
Big Brother,
pleasure,
we do that too, for sure, yeah.
No, that's what I mean with Big Brother. This is why we don't tell people we watch Big Brother, right? Survivor felt safe. Survivor felt like a safe enough space that I could be like, yeah, you know, Survivor. It like takes itself more seriously, which has its pros and cons, but at least in terms of like, you know, has won a bunch of Emmys. It's a little bit more serious, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not one to squash anyone's rapping dreams, but I'm just saying that there's a time and a place
for everything,
and for everything, and a vibe and an energy that we should be going for. So Jeff doing a granny rap on Survivor about dropping your buffs. Remember, this is the hands of the fans. I'm pretty sure the fans did not vote for the Jeff rap. I really think it out cringes the chicken and waffles from 48.
That's what I tweeted. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. Give me chicken
think-
and waffles every day of the week.
Yeah.
Because like I do agree that was kind of cringe, but like at the end of the day, I'm not on the island. I've not been food depraved. I bet there's a lot worse I would do to get a taste of chicken and waffles, maybe.
I mean, look,
so
yeah,
like I don't know,
look.
I don't know. But also I didn't need to hear the host of a decorated 50 season show to be like, so I went to the tribal today and I got myself a torch. Like you don't need to do all that. And also it wasn't even that good. That would have been better. We'd be like, oh, like Sugar Hill and the Gang. Like that wasn't even that. It was, and like the
So bad.
I don't remember the lyrics, but it was like,
It was that.
that is up to the fans. That is in the fans' hands. Like, what are we doing, Jeff?
It was,
Just tell them they're swapping.
like, it was on par with something I would write, right? And
Yes.
I am self-aware enough to know that I have no business rapping. So I just feel like we should extend a little bit of that. And look, Jeff is in his music era, right? He like released that song. He's rapping on 50. And I'm not going to say anything about the cast's reactions. Like, again, I'm sure I would do the same thing, fried chicken and waffles. And also like it's a little bit of a culty type situation. So like I get that part. But yeah.
Do you think this is, because I feel like Jeff has not famously said this is a show for families and children.
Do you think he thinks that like 9-year-olds would love the rap?
Do you think the 9-year-olds are like, ah, or they're gonna like think it's cool? Either or.
That's a great question. I don't know. I should check Casual's Corner and see what the casuals thought about this.
I don't think the casual children are gonna be there.
Do kids not use Facebook? Where are what kids? What social media are children on?
I don't know. TikTok.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna go find children on social media. Anyway.
Yeah, don't be weird.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to not be weird, but I just feel like I'm so sad I don't get to talk about it. But also at the same time, I'm so happy I don't have to talk about it because I just feel like we got to do a deep dive into the lyrics.
Here's the thing. I think that I think also because of the nature of when your pod drops, the discourse on him rapping would have run its course by the time you get to the B&B.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of when something goes on Big Brother feeds early in the week. Like I'll talk about it on Friday, but then someone who's going to talk on Wednesday is still like, I wanted to get my 2 cents in on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then people are like, well, we moved on already.
Yeah, we've already talked about it.
So.
Yeah, so that was interesting. That was a great way to start. And it was funny because you had showed me like a clip of it before we watched the episode. And I was like, that's not real. That's AI.
The episode had started and I had seen, because you know how like on Twitter they'll do like the AI will do like an auto summary of stuff that's trending, and it was like Jeff Probst's rap divides audience, and I was like, what rap? What divide? What do you mean? So I clicked it and I saw that they had dropped a sneak peek earlier that day with the rap in it.
Yeah, and I was like, that's fake, turn it off.
Yeah.
And it was not fake.
No.
Yeah, well, his money don't jiggle, it folds.
Yeah, I wish in that moment I was Frank Ocean and I could have planned an escape from that horrible moment.
Yeah, that was a really great moment when
the problem is not enough people talked about it. I feel like it was because we had seen it in the sneak peek, it kind of came and went so quickly. But I was chuffed about it.
I think it's very easy to overlook. So Devins pulls off this heist and then proceeds to call himself, I feel like, musical artist. I mean, he didn't include the musical artist bit, but he feels like Frank Ocean.
And he meant Danny Ocean.
He meant Danny Ocean from Ocean's 11, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a fun episode. We got to see a tribe swap.
Also, not for nothing, but like, would he be Danny Ocean? I think that's stolen valor. I think that Danny Ocean would have been Christian. He did most of the work. You just had to put your hand in your bag and then put your hand on the ground and then walk away.
I'd have to rewatch Ocean's 11 to really do the full.
You know what? Now that I say that, didn't George Clooney just kind of sit there while everyone else did all the hard work?
Yeah.
So maybe he is Danny Ocean. Maybe you are Frank Ocean. I don't know.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Character's name? I don't remember.
Only one I remember is Danny Ocean.
11. Yeah, all right. So, but the other thing too that I thought was really interesting was Charlie's trauma. I was edited so well. See, like that's the thing. I love Survivor so much, and like there's moments like that are just so well done.
When they flashed back to last night, after Rizzo gives them all the deets, it was brilliant.
I love the idea that Charlie is like, this man is now my nemesis.
No, I love the idea, and this is maybe because I've been very much against the idea of, hey, why did you need 2 returnees from the immediate previous season? But that being said, Rizzo not having had time to meet and pregame any of these people allows moments like, and he's a big fan, allows moments like, hey, so you and Maria haven't talked since the thing, have you? Like, no one, that would be such a, like, not, you, to be diplomatic and returning, so you were never going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Rizzo doesn't have that. He's like, icebreaker. That's your op, right?
Well, I also feel like we're really learning why Rizzo, we're just learning so much more about Rizzo that I feel like wasn't as abundantly clear in his first season. Although in his first season, it was a lot of him talking about how well he's doing, right? Instead of like other people talking about what a big threat Rizzo was. We heard Rizzo talk about how big threat he was, right? And I feel like in this episode, now we're getting more other people's perspectives on Rizzo, which is like, he's a goofball. He doesn't work hard at camp. He doesn't make fire, and he just pissed me the F off by being so socially awkward of asking the question about Maria, which is great. I feel like
that's
it's really...
not, the thing is, that isn't even what pissed him off.
Well, yeah, I'm simplifying, right, for this. But the point being is that I feel like I've learned so much more about Rizzo as a human being in these past 3 episodes, and I feel like I really ever did on 49.
Well, it's hard with 49 because I feel like 49 was very heavy-handed in we need to feature the 2 people coming back.
Yeah.
But they also played together, and one of them was going to win, and it wasn't him. So I feel like he kind of got and he kept not using his idol. So like it kept not being as much of a, showcase. But here we're seeing a lot more of him, which I do appreciate as well. But no, when we got this moment with Charlie talking about how I'm mad because he didn't vote his best friend, and I was like, oh, tell me how you really feel, Charlie. It felt like every single exit interview and conversation I've heard him have since be like a lie. And not like, obviously, he probably was trying to be like positive or optimistic, but the mask slipped off. He was like, no, I lost by 1 vote and it was hers. I'm not happy about that. And I was like, fair.
But it's okay. Like, it's
fair.
okay.
Absolutely fair.
You can be pissed off that you feel like you deserve somebody's vote.
That might have been the moment I've rooted for Charlie the most on his stint on Survivor.
Yeah.
I've never been truly a Charlie guy. I'm a Charlie guy right now. That was fun. Although I don't want either of them to win. I want them both to be there a little longer, just to see this go on.
Same.
But it was interesting to me that Rizzo said, yeah, my best friend Sophie Belardi. And I was like, is he trying to like still keep it under wraps that Savannah and him are close also?
That was after Savannah got voted out because it was after the swap.
It was last night. It was after the swap. You're right. Which I'm like, at this point, just do it. No? Like, just be like, yeah, the 3 of us were really close. I don't know.
I think Rizzo's just like showing up as himself, man. And I don't think there's like a lot of
there's a lot of thinking.
Yeah, I think it's just doing.
I think
Rizzo
in the moment he was like, yeah, Sophie's my best friend.
Yeah, because I think that's the truth.
I think also like some people take this very seriously, the word like when you describe a friend, because I can be I can be best friends with somebody and they don't name me and I know I'm still their best friend. Like, it doesn't need to be, you don't name all your best friends. You don't give them the roster of like, yeah, so me, Sophie, and Savannah are really close, but then me and Joanne, we're like, bro, like, you don't need to do all that.
Yeah. We're not doing our MySpace like top 8
Top
friends.
7, yeah. Was it top 8 or top 7?
I thought it was top 8.
That doesn't matter. T-Pain was in mine, so.
T-Pain was in your top 8 friends? Damn. And I'm sure you were in his.
I don't remember.
It was drama though, like when somebody would put you in their top friends and you like were like, ooh,
well, for
or vice
us,
versa.
MySpace didn't really kick off like that in Dubai, so like not a lot of my friends were on it, but so many other social medias came and went that we were on and involved with that were a lot further than MySpace.
Like what?
Friendster
was
a big one. There was this thing called Orchid that was a thing for a while, but Facebook was predominantly the main. Do you remember when Facebook had all the like not extensions, but like the Farmvilles and the extra apps you could have? And like but when you click on someone's profile, underneath their profile photo on the left, it would be like all of the things they were attached to. And some people, you just have to keep scrolling. They had applied to so many of them. It was jarring.
I played a lot of Farmville.
I didn't. I was forced to give my password to my best friend so she could use my profile to visit her own farm.
To water her own crops.
To get some extra points or something. Yeah.
I don't don't know if it's just like the nostalgia kicking in of like wanting things like a simpler time. I feel so
we love
old.
a nostalgia farm is always gonna work with me, and I think our generation. I think every generation when their time is.
Poke.
Nope.
Remember when you would poke people on Facebook?
Nope.
Poke.
The poke was stupid. The throwing sheep was ridiculous.
I forgot about the throwing sheep.
How could you? It's been immortalized in your favorite show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What am I?
Sheldon makes a joke about it on The Big Bang Theory.
Of course. Yes. Thank you. Very topical.
You don't like the show?
I'm a young Sheldon gal.
Okay.
Nope.
But yeah. Yeah, Facebook was definitely the biggest one.
Yeah.
Far and wide.
Yeah.
And then Twitter kind of started for me, Twitter took over in high school. I think about it though. I used to be so much more active on social media than I am now, and now I'm like a full-blown like content creator and I'm not as active.
I think you're just more judicious about what you post on social media.
I think it's a little bit of that, but then it's like even at moments where I'm being judicious, I'm like, okay, now's the time to post. I don't post. You know?
Yeah, but you're also posting in like ChatBCC and like other places as well, so it's not as.
I appreciate you. Thank you for.
I'm just telling you what I observe.
Yeah, no, and my personal feeling is I should up it a little bit. We'll see.
I mean, you gotta listen to your heart. Whatever your heart is telling you to post.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of social media, there was a topic that I meant to cover a while ago, that was brought up on when we did a pad, your makeup pad.
No, it wasn't my makeup pad. Oh, you mean when we did a Saturday one?
Not makeup, but
Yeah.
making up for the missed one. And one of your chatters had mentioned Punch the Monkey, and you were like, I have no idea what that is.
Every single TikTok I see about that thing because I'm like, Liana's gonna tell me about it.
Yes, well, I keep forgetting to tell you about it, and now is the time to tell you about it. So, for those of you who don't know, Punch the Monkey was a monkey who was born in Japan and was rejected by its mother and was rejected basically by its little like clan, its little group.
Okay.
So they gave Punch the Monkey a little orange orangutan stuffed animal to like carry around as a surrogate mother. And it was basically, because these baby monkeys, they like cling to their mothers for safety. So they basically gave him this stuffed animal to be able to like hold on to as a substitute replacement. And it was like the saddest videos because basically you see this little monkey like trying to get love and trying to get support, and the other monkeys are like, GTFO, like get away from me, I don't want to see you. I think the reason why it resonated so strongly is because I think a lot of people are like, I feel that way, that like you just have your little orange orangutan stuff. And it was so, because he would just like drag his little orangutan or stuffed animal around, and it was so sad and it was so cute. But we do have like, and everybody's like, Punch, like we need Punch updates, like we need to keep abreast on what's happening to Punch. IKEA even started selling orange orangutan plushies, like as a, which by the way, very smart. But anyway, so I think they've moved, I don't exactly know what the latest update is, but basically they've moved him now to somewhere else where he has started to be taken in by the other
Is he gonna go Hollywood on us though?
Well, do you remember how Mudang fell off?
Yeah.
I feel like Punch is gonna fall off. I feel like
everyone falls off eventually. No one stays on top the whole way.
You can't stay on the whole way.
No.
No.
Well, thank you for that.
But yeah, and like people were really like taking like Dave Jorgensen and I subscribe to his like independent news outlet, and like he was giving me some Punch updates like. So yeah, and it feels like, so there were a couple of articles that I was reading about it in preparation for this, and like one of the things that was mentioned was exactly like his trauma serves as like a stand-in for our own, and like we and like why this was such a big deal, which is so funny to me to think about the difference between Punch the Monkey and Mudang, about how both of those went super viral, but for like basically so completely different reasons. Like one is like this emotional allegory of how we feel, and then the other one is just this like slimy, wet little turd looking thing that was really cute.
Okay.
That's what you look like. You look like a little round, like turdy thing, but like in a cute way.
Yeah.
Like Mudang.
Sometimes shits are cute.
No, like not like a cute turd, like a cute little shiny slimy turd. That's how Mudang got him.
And that's what we're gonna end it on here tonight. Is that. Thank you for listening in, everybody. I want to say up until this moment, which is the 12th of March, I have read every single question that you've put in our form. We will get to those potentially next week. So if you want this a reminder, go ahead and put your questions in the form. We can answer those next week. bit.ly/Pooya Liana Lounge, capital P, capital L, capital L. I believe. Yeah.
Oh, I played the video game Blueprints. Did I talk about that already?
You have, but you played more of it this weekend.
Oh my god, it's so fun. Although I'm starting to get frustrated with some of the RNG, but I just wanted to provide an update on that before we close things out.
Liana loves the game.
Wow. Yeah. But a little bit frustrated with some of the RNG.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Hope you had fun here with us. We'll be back next week with episode 61. But until then, y'all take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.